Most women are already in the first stage of burnout and don't even know it. Today, I'm going to share with you the 12 stages of burnout because I think it's so important to figure out what phase or stage are we actually in when it comes to our burnout journey and experience. And the more awareness we have about this, the more that we're able to turn that ship without it being too late. The first stage of burnout is having the need to prove yourself. If you have this need or this desire or this push that you need to prove yourself, you need to prove your worthiness, you need to show that you're worth it, you're already in the first stage of burnout. Why? Because that's not really our natural design. Our natural design as a human being is to be. We are to enjoy the food, to, stay hydrated, to move our bodies, right? To care for the things that we love if we want to allow for ourselves to be cared for, to allow for ourselves to be loved, to enjoy life. But if there's something telling you that, hey, you're actually not enough though, that's going to drive you to the first stage of burnout. Doesn't the meter always keep getting pushed further? Like you're never actually proving this theory, this illusion to yourself to say, okay, this is it. I finally proved it to myself. I'm worthy. What did you have to do in order for you to feel that? You probably had to work pretty hard. The second stage of burnout is that you start pushing harder. You start working harder. You start seeing rest as laziness. Now, as you're doing more, you're going to move into stage 3, which is going to be you neglecting your needs. You start neglecting your need for sleep. I'll sleep later. I'm okay. You start neglecting your nourishment. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, just pick up some fast food on the way, or I don't need to eat today. It's not that big of a deal. You stop nourishing your body. You stop hydrating yourself. In fact, I'm going to drink some water right now just because I'm talking a lot and I need to hydrate, right? All right, so now I'm hydrated. But you start to ignore your needs. You start to ignore your need for joy, to have fun. All of a sudden, it's like, nobody has time for fun. I got to do this thing. Stage 4 is going to be avoiding conflict. I've already been trying to prove myself. I'm already working harder. I've already started to neglect my needs. Do you think I have the energy to argue with you today? Do you think I have the energy to confront the things that need to be confronted? Do you think I have the energy to pay attention to the things that are really important that need my attention right now, but they're challenging me? No. Right? So we start to avoid conflict as much as possible. And stage 5, work and productivity starts to take over your values, your relationships, the hobbies that you enjoy, the things that you had fun doing, the things that matter to you, time with your kids if you have kids, time with your pets if you have pets, the things that you value. Maybe you're a part of a community or maybe you volunteer, whatever it is. If you find that you just start neglecting those things, or you're like, I'll get to it later, I promise. I'm going to get to you, but I got to get work done first. We're already in stage 5. And you're probably starting to think to yourself, dang, stage 5, shouldn't that be it? Like, how much further can you go in this whole stages of burnout? But I promise you, it gets deeper. Now, stage 6, this stage starts to get a little scary. And I've seen myself in this stage before, seeing everything as an external problem. It's like your brain starts to see everything that is competing for your attention as some type of threat. And you just start snapping at everyone and everything. Get out of my face. I don't want to be bothered. Go sit down. No, 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 no. Right? We say no, but we're not actually saying no to the thing that's creating the burnout. You might start denying that you're overwhelmed, that you are taking on too much that you can handle, that you are feeling that heavy pressure. You might be like, no, 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 it's not that. I promise you, it's not that. It's just if people could just leave me alone, that'd be nice, right? Snapping at other people is a sign that, we're really actually crying out for help. And it actually starts to look worse as we move into stage 7 because we stop snapping, we stop talking, we stop engaging, and we actually completely withdraw in stage 7. We begin to isolate ourselves. Maybe we start to feel so embarrassed for how we've been acting. Maybe we feel so ashamed that we haven't actually achieved the thing we wanted to achieve that's creating the burnout to begin with. Or maybe we just feel so overwhelmed. Maybe we feel so powerless. Maybe we feel like we're not really good enough to handle the job that's burning us out. Maybe it's just too much. Maybe you stop answering your friends' calls or you just go ghost. Stage 8 is going to be odd behavioral changes. When you just start acting weird. Things that you would never do, you start doing. Things you wouldn't eat, you start eating. Your mood, your appearance, your habits, you as a person, you start doing just weird, odd stuff. And that looks different to everyone. But it's almost a way that we're just trying to get this outlet. We're almost trying to feel free from who we've been for a very long time. It's a sign that we're really seeking that help, but maybe we're just not in a safe space to ask for it. So as we progress through these 12 stages, if anything I've said so far has been resonating with you, or you have been able to identify a stage that you are experiencing or have experienced, I would love to have you in the 30-day pleasure challenge where we can support one another, get out of this rut, this space of burnout through the power of pleasure. But the next stage is going to be number 9, which is depersonalization, meaning you're going to start to detach from who you are as a person. You feel completely disconnected from yourself. Life feels mechanical. You kind of just feel like you're going through the motions. Like, what is life, right? Life is nothing but a simulation. It's just the Matrix. I feel like I've definitely been there before where it's like, what is the point of it all? Really, what is the point? Now, stage number 10, we actually begin to feel empty. We feel so drained, so exhausted. And so we start to go into overdrive. We start to overeat. We start to overdrink. We start to oversleep. Everything's over. We start to try to do more in order to fill that void of emptiness. And when that void of emptiness doesn't get fulfilled, we move into that next stage, which is going to be depression. I think when people think of depression, they just think of just pure sadness or just maybe you're just down and out. And we can be really good at kind of staying in the space of high functioning depression. We function just enough to put a smile on. Nobody knows what you're going through. You're like, hey, yeah, I'm fine. Everything's good. Yeah. But inside, you feel so low. You feel hopeless. You feel like nothing matters. You feel like you have no purpose. Your mind and your body feel so heavy. And every single day feels like a struggle. And then we come to the final stage, which is full on burnout. This is when everything collapses. Have you ever noticed when people go to the hospital for burnout because their body just completely shuts down? It happens. So if any of these stages resonate with you, number 1, I want you to give yourself a hug right now because, girl, you've been through it. Just take a deep breath with me and let it go. So those are the 12 stages of burnout. But the thing is, that really can apply to everybody, including men. But there is a really big ignored part of burnout that happens with women that is so ignored. And it has to be talked about. And if you want to know more about what that is, then go ahead and watch this video here.